Hello and welcome to episode 177 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode will be on eggs and hens and will be dedicated to Drew Jensen because he asked about how to get eggs now that they're needed for a lot of cooking recipes. But first, say hello Rainstorm.
Hi everyone, Raynstorm here.
Yeah, so now that there's been some changes with the hens and how to get eggs, or there's been changes with regards to the rooster. It used to be that you'd get a rooster in the wild, you would lead the rooster, and you'd lead the rooster past the hens, and they would start following the rooster. The developers though changed that because they found that too many chickens would stand on a tile and they'd all get diseased. So they've changed the mechanic. Basically, as it stands at this moment, roosters do not have an exclusive use. They're sort of, well, at the moment, no doubt that'll change in the future, but as it stands now, a Rainstorm, they don't actually have any particular use, do they?
They're good for getting your fighting skills up when you're a newbie.
Oh yeah, as you can testify in that that first episode. I don't know what one it was. Yeah, you've immortalised that fact. So, okay, so if you can't lead a rooster with the hens, how do you lead your hens now? Well, what you do is you use your rope or halter rope. I've got a halter rope. You activate it, right click on a hen, and now you have the option to lead. Did you have that when the roosters? You didn't have that option, did you, when the roosters?
No, you actually had to basically run past all these chickens, and
with
they would just zooming right to the. It was like a magnet, and they would just go right up to it. It was so funny to watch.
I'm glad they've changed it though. It's better that you can lead individual hens. So that's how you lead them. I'm not going to lead them though, because Rainstorm's positioned them perfectly. So then let's.
You could right click on them and show that it has the lead option.
Yeah, I did. I just did that.
Okay.
I demonstrated that. That's okay. So anyway, right. So what Drew asked for though was how do we get eggs? Well, I'm gonna say now this is all Rainstorm's. She's very good with. She's worked this out perfectly. How to maximise getting your eggs from your hens. First of all, you'll notice that this little chicken coop she's made is a 2-tile wide little enclosure. The reason she's done that is because if you have a big enclosure, say 3x3 upwards, the chickens have a tendency to run all over the place. Now you're talking about that you want eggs and you want lots of eggs. So what Rainstorm has proved is if you make a 2-tile pen, put down a load of a pile of mixed grass, so you can see she's put 24 down, and also you must cut the grass short because every time one of these hens eats free mixed grass, it will lay an egg. Now if you don't cut the grass short and the hen eats the grass, that will not count towards getting an egg. And also, that will then stop the hen from being hungry, so it will eat less mixed grass. Is this good so far, Rainstorm?
That's good, and definitely do not put them on enchanted grass because then they'll never eat the mixed grass.
Yeah, they'll keep eating the enchanted.
And to keep them from running all over the place, you want to keep them as close to the pile of mixed grass as possible. That's why we've got these 2x2s. And put the chickens. I actually move the chickens right next to the piles. I'll lead them and keep them really close to the because you want them to eat 3 blades in a row.
So now you're all probably saying, yeah, but that sounds good, but does it work? You got your chickens there, you cut your grass short. How can you prove to us that this theory actually works? Well, not only do we have an example over here of. Another reason for having the small pens is when you put your cut mixed grass down the pile, if you look in one of their pens and you see it's changed to a pile of mixed grass, you know that them chickens then have laid an egg. because that's what's turned it into a pile of items, as you can see there. But to prove Raynstorm's theory, about an hour ago, Raynstorm put 4 chickens. How many did you put in there?
3 chickens. And 2 piles of grass.
Yeah, so Raynstorm put 3 chickens and 2 piles of grass about 1 hour ago. Now, if we look, you'll see that this chicken's laid 2 eggs, or 2 of the chickens. It might be 1 or 2 of them. And on this tile, there's also another 2 eggs. And that's just in 1 hour. Because she's made sure that the grass is cut short, so the chickens won't be eating that. And she stuck a pile of mixed grass on each tile. Because there's only 2 tiles, these chickens are forced to eat this mixed grass every time they get hungry. And there you go, they're out putting eggs. Like no one's business. I mean, look at that, 4 eggs in the space of an hour. That's not bad at all.
Plus the one on the other side too.
Oh yeah, plus there's another one over there.
That was 5.
So that is how you can get a ton of eggs, basically. And well done, Raynstorm, for working this out, because it is good. I used to hate putting them in the big pens and then having to chase them all over the place.
And the other thing is, you can also put them in a 2x2 enclosure with crops. They prefer the crops when they're freshly sown, versus when they're full grown. So my recommendation is just short grass, not the lawn, because the lawn is not considered grass.
Yeah.
It's considered something else, but definitely shortcut grass.
Yeah, I mean,
and you might as well just drop it on the ground for them to eat.
Yeah, and plus it ensures you remember to cut the grass in each of the pens.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a good use for cut grass, the best use, in fact, I can think of.
Now, there is a thing with the eggs. Now, some people go, well, how do you get all these chickens? You got a couple. You could go out into the wilderness and lead them back to your deed and put them in an enclosure, or you can let the eggs hatch. But that's a very rare thing for them to hatch.
Yeah.
We had, if you go back and look at one of the episodes, what did we say? It was 32.1.
Yeah.
You'll see there's a pile of 17 eggs sitting in there. That took a long time for them to get there. But only a few of those eggs hatched.
Yeah,
so
17.
for hatching purposes, if you're trying to raise chickens, it's really not efficient like it would be for laying eggs for food. And then once you put the eggs in this the FSB, it changes them. It's like they become sterile, so when you put them on the ground, they'll never turn into a chicken. So once you put them in the FSB, that's it. Just use them for food.
Yeah.
If you're trying to raise them to turn into hens or roosters, then let them sit on the ground and rot, and then you have that rare chance of them changing to a chick.
But what we would recommend, of course, is just to go out in the wild, preferably with a halter rope, and then lead 4 back at a time. Get yourself about 8 chickens. Put them like this, 2 and 2, in a 2x2 pen, so 2 pens, and just keep cutting the grass, making sure it's short, and keep piles of mixed grass in there, and in no time at all you'll have lots and lots of eggs. And then
go ahead.
And then like Raynstorm said, you're not going to be leaving them to be hatched, because that's a waste, because there's 98% chance, I think, that they just rot, isn't there? Raynstorm saying ridiculously like that.
Yes.
So put them into your FSB. Remember, like Raynstorm says though, as soon as you take the egg from the ground and put it into the FSB, it then becomes sterile, so it has 0 chance of hatching. But then you aren't going to want to do that anyway, because you want them all for your recipes, your cooking. So as soon as you get eggs, put them straight in your FSB. If need be, just go into the wild and get loads more chickens. Have 20 chicken coops, you know.
So one other thing about chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens, unlike all the other animals, only live to aged. They go from young to adolescent to mature, then aged, and then they die. That's why you'll find a lot of dead chickens all over that are just aged. That's the oldest they get. Hens and roosters are the same way. Now, the only time you'll find one that is older than that is if somebody is caring for it. Like this vulnerable fat hen right here is being cared for by Mist, one of our members on our server. Do you see her over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should actually be able to get there. If I examine, it'd say, yeah, it's been taken care of by Mist.
Right. And the other ones are adolescent, which are the older adolescent. It's not the first round of adolescent. And then the mature.
So what is the optimum age for the chickens for laying eggs?
Adolescent and mature.
There you go. So that's all the facts and details you will need about your hens. And you should hopefully get lots and lots of eggs. Anything else you can think of, Raynstorm, with regards to hens and eggs?
No, we covered how to put them in the pens, the ages, how to get them, and then what to do with the eggs. No, we're good.
Right, yeah, so I didn't think it would be a long episode, but that doesn't need to be. Waffle free this episode. Right, if you want to say your goodbyes, I will say the outro.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Raynstorm. This episode was really most of the information that you've gathered. Well, in fact, I gathered no information. So thank you very much for enabling this episode. And thank you to Ju Jensen for the idea of doing this episode. Like I say, this episode is dedicated to you, Ju. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.